Hi everyone, this is just a video to recap how we hold our bows. This is going to feel like I'm just going over basics because we learnt this at the start of year 7, but while you've had a few weeks without a teacher sort of just checking that everything's still going where it should be, it's important to just take a moment to double check that we're not introducing any bad habits or any sort of stress or strain or tension where there shouldn't be any. So this is worth just watching this video every couple of weeks, maybe getting whoever you live with at home to double check your bow hold, maybe trying to teach them a bow hold so that you can spot mistakes as they happen. Any of those things are really, really good things to be doing. So you'll remember that at the very start of year 7, when we were starting to look at how to use the bow, we pretended that our right hands were a bunny rabbit. And we did that by putting our thumb across the palm, taking our middle 2 fingers over and keeping these ones sort of fairly relaxed, not straight up like that, relaxed. So I want you to do that again, but I want you to double check a few things. I want you to double check that your thumb is definitely bent. I want you to double check that these are loose and that these are loose and that you can easily keep that hold of that shape while you're sort of waving it around, and that you've got a hole there that you can see through. If it's collapsed like that, then that's going to mean that's not really very possible, okay? So we need to make sure that all of those things are happening really nice and relaxed before we go any further. And then in year 7, we introduced a pen or a pencil before we went onto the bow, because I very naughtily told you that you could even practice this in other lessons, to help you concentrate. If you've got a pen or a pencil lying around, you could be just practicing your bow hold on the sly there. So you get your bunny rabbit, and we're going to get our bunny to bite onto the pen. So these are the teeth, and this is kind of like the bottom lip or the chin. So we would bite onto the pen, and then we would make sure that our thumb is underneath the pen, okay? Like that. Now it might take a few goes to get used to it. We don't want to kind of end up just overshooting, and it's okay to just adjust it as that happens. The most important things are that your thumb is bent underneath and that your middle 2 fingers are over the top there. At that point we need to know what to do with our bunny ears, and we are just going to lay our first finger over it like that and get our pinky finger to just go on the top like that, balance on the top. Lots of people imagine that it needs to go round the end. The reason that's not okay is as soon as I do that, you can see that there's some tension here, there's tension here, there's definitely tension along here. That's not what it should be like. It should be just completely natural, everything rounded and relaxed, and I should still be able to see through the hole there because my thumb is still rounded, okay? With your first finger, you don't want to be stretching it again because that then introduces tension here. We just want it to be over the top, nice and sort of light and rounded and relaxed, and then holding that, you can just practice waving it around a bit. What I always do is I always go up to students at that point and just try and take it away from them. And if I can, then they've got a great basis for a bow hold. If I can't, then it means that there's tension somewhere where they shouldn't be. So, if you're bored during lockdown, get some of your family members to try and take a pen away from you while you're practicing your bow hold. Sounds like fun. Another thing you can do is you can just check that your little finger is definitely on the top there by just tapping it a couple of times, just to make sure it's definitely not round the end. It's just on the top, it's not over the front like the other fingers, just tapping there. You can try that a few times. At that point, you can then change it to your bow. So I hold my bow in my left hand here, making sure that I'm not holding it on the hair. And the only difference here is that our thumb has got a little home, just here. That's where we want our thumb to be. We want it to be kind of tucked up, so it's pointing upwards, but still rounded. Not straight, so that I can't see it, rounded, okay? So get your bunny rabbit, and we're going to bite onto it, but with our thumb there, okay? So at that point, we want our middle 2 fingers to kind of be over the front of this bit here, which strangely is called the frog. We want, ideally, our middle 2 fingers to kind of be sort of on the sort of circle there, on the pearl. And then our first finger can just rest over it, and then we've got space for our little finger there. Not round the end here, not necessarily stretched over there, just so that it all feels really nice and natural. And again, you can just practice waving it around, keeping that thumb bent. Most people just straight away, their thumb goes straight or collapsed, and then you'll notice that there's barely any gap there. Whereas actually what we want is we want everything to be kind of at an angle, rounded and relaxed, so that, I'm trying to find on the camera where this is, you can still see my eye, okay? You can still see through that. Okay, now we did lots of exercises with holding the bow, doing that, holding it, creating windscreen wipers out of it, holding it vertically, going to horizontal, vertically, horizontal, all the time making sure that that thumb is bent, Again, like I did with the pen, get someone to just take the bow away from you. If they can do it really easily, then that's fine. If you're resisting somehow, then there's some tension there that shouldn't be there. And then, this is always popular for some reason, is challenging yourself to see if you can walk your hand all the way up the bow and all the way back down. And that's really good because it just makes sure that we're really flexible here. Everything's nice and relaxed. If you are going to do this, I suggest you do it while holding your bow over your bed, just so if you do drop it, it's got a soft landing. And then you can just walk your hand all the way up. I'm not going to do it all the time, you don't need to watch me do that. And back down is the harder one, but it kind of helps to develop the strength there, trying to keep that thumb nice and rounded and relaxed. Okay, it's also a good thing to do to just try and keep everything rounded and relaxed, but imagine that you're going from your wrist going up really, really high to then really, really low, just to get used to that kind of motion. And then eventually you can then obviously just try and transfer it to the violin or viola or cello by just playing nice long bows. So a good thing to do, just to double check alongside this video, that your bow hold is as good as it can be. If you can't be bothered to get your violin out of its case at this moment, then you can get a pen and try it on a pen at any time, and test that it's as relaxed as it can be by getting someone you live with to just take the pen away from you or take the bow away from you, just to check that it's really, really relaxed. Okay, good luck.